What's going on, everybody? Kyle Powers here with Haven Real Estate Group at eXp Realty. First off, thank you so much for checking out the channel. I always do appreciate it. Today, we are going to cover the 7 tips and tricks when you're buying your first home. Number 1 on our list, repairs and maintenance. Be prepared. Be prepared for the maintenance that the home is going to take. You are no longer the home renter. You are the home owner. Okay, so it falls back on you. You can't call your landlord up when the faucet's leaking. You can't call him up or her up when the HVAC goes out. You can't call them up when there's a sewage blockage. Be prepared for those things, okay? One thing I always tell my clients a lot of is that have a cash reserve. Okay, have a cash reserve, whether it's anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000. I would highly recommend having that. You don't need it before you buy a house. Let me be very clear on that. But be able to build up to that. Be able to build up to the fact that you want to get into a home. You need to get that taken care of. Have that reserve there for you. So that way, if a heater goes out, you have $5,000 that you can pull from. Each time you pull from it, by the way, you need to replenish it. So be ready for that too. But you have that cash reserve in case of an emergency, kind of a break glass in case of emergency type deal. So have those reserves. Another thing that I always do if I have a client who buys an older home, let's say the heater's working right now, I have clients utilize a home warranty. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not. I know local to myself, I've got a really great home warranty specialist that really takes care of myself and my clients. So I definitely recommend it. Let's say that your heater goes out, you pay a maintenance fee, have them go look at it, get it taken care of. They get out there, someone gets that taken care of, and boom, away, you get a new heater if it's broken or it gets fixed. So be prepared for that. But having those cash reserves, having a home warranty, something that just covers you for that year is definitely something I would definitely highly recommend. Number 2, property taxes. Pay attention to property taxes. I'm going to speak locally to myself because here's the thing. In Manhattan, Kansas, what happens is that you've got special taxes. In any new builds, you're going to have special taxes. You're going to have the general taxes from Riley County or Pot County, and then you're going to have special taxes on top of those taxes that take care of anything that's any new development from 15 to 20 years old. What you're going to have is those taxes, those special taxes go in and they talk about, or they bring in the roadways, the guttering, the utilities, and just giving all those hookups. What's happening is that developers are actually charging the homeowners or the home itself, if you will. Whoever owns that home, they have to pay those taxes over the next 15 to 20 years. So paying attention to those, because those specials and just taxes in general, they can really mess with your payment. They can really mess with your house payment and what that looks like, because a house payment is going to be your principal and interest, your taxes, and your insurance. That's what's going to make up your house payment, okay? So paying attention to your property taxes is going to be something very important. If you don't have an agent or if you don't have somebody talking to you about that, find somebody that 1 will or 2 knows what they're talking about when it comes to that. Number 3, do your research. Obviously, look at all my videos that we put out. I would love to have you check those out. But here's the thing, do your research. Let's say you have, like myself, I have elementary age kids. I don't necessarily want to put them in a school that I'm worried about. I want to make sure that they are in good schools. Manhattan has 8 elementary schools. Yes, you heard me, 8. There are 8 elementary schools. It's nuts. But not every elementary school is created equally. So go to those schools, do your research on them, see what those bring up and what you can do with those, and what is the best fit for yourself and for those kids. You're gonna have, because each neighborhood is gonna have its own designated elementary school or middle school. There's only 1 high school here in town, but you know there are 2 middle schools. So do your research on the neighborhood. Is it a good neighborhood for families? Is it a good college neighborhood? Is it a good neighborhood for elderlies? Are you next to a busy street? Is it on a busy street? Is it something that you need to worry about with crime? You know, look at safety, look at those kinds of things. So pay attention to that, do your own research. Obviously, hopefully the real estate agent that you utilize will give you and educate you on the whole process of what the area looks like. However, falls solely on you to do your research with what it is that you're looking for in a house and in a neighborhood. Number 4, always a good idea to clean up your credit. The better credit that you have, the better credit that you have, the better rates that you can get, the better things that you can have. So it's always a good idea to clean up your credit. Honestly, regardless if you are buying a house or not, clean up your credit. Just pay your bills, pay that stuff off, fix the collections, all those things. I'm not telling you to do that before you buy a house because it's not a requirement, but it definitely helps. And if you do have questions about that, I would definitely recommend checking to, like I always check with my lenders. They have people that they work with credit repair people and things like that. So definitely check into that stuff and work on cleaning up your credit. Again, it is not a requirement to buy a house to have perfect spotless credit, but just do those kinds of things so that way you can know what you're getting into. Number 5 on the list, get pre-qualified. Why would you not? Why would you not get pre-qualified? Having somebody look at your debt to income ratios, having somebody know what you're looking at, that way you also know what your payment's gonna be. You know a good idea what to expect when you get into it. And quite honestly, it makes you look like a much stronger buyer when you do purchase or when you do put an offer and what that looks like for you. So get pre-qualified. There's no reason, do it even before you go look at your first house. Reason being, let's say that you start looking at a $500,000 houses, loving them, you're looking at them, you're getting in them, you're doing that, but you can only afford a $250,000 house. So you've got champagne taste on a beer budget. So pay attention to that. Knowing what you can afford is the most important thing. And if you can afford, God forbid you can't afford a house or be pre-qualified, why would you go waste your time, and why would you go waste the real estate agent's time, and why would you go waste the seller's time because you kicked them out of their house for a night? So get pre-qualified. It's simple, it's quick. Get the information to the lenders that you need to. And again, you can choose those. If you use me as your agent, I do have people that I utilize, but you can absolutely use your own lender, but get pre-qualified. It takes literally less than a day to do all the work and get everything to them that they need to make sure that you're making a right decision. Number 6, have a down payment / reserve. And what I mean by that, this is not what I'm talking about with the repairs and maintenance and all of that kind of stuff. Obviously, if you can utilize the 0% down and all of those lower interest rates or the lower down payment programs and stuff, use those. Pay attention to your monthly payments so that way you're not house poor. But do have the down payment, whether it's 3%, 3.5%, 5%, 10%, whatever it is. One that I always recommend doing, because if you do 3.5% down, that's typically an FHA loan, you're locked into that forever. So paying attention to that and knowing what you're getting into is getting in that. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have what's called PMI, which is private mortgage insurance, and you're locked in with that PMI at an FHA loan. So if you can get down to 5% or up to 5% down payment, then I would recommend going that route. However, again, if you have a VA, there's no PMI on that either. So having that stuff, having those items and having those options out there and just being educated on it is going to be smart. The biggest thing that I'll tell you is that having that reserve is good because there's going to be more cost above and beyond what a down payment is on a house. You know, you're going to have inspection costs, you're going to have taxes, you're going to have appraisals and credit report pulls and all kinds of little mortgage policy, like little things that are there. I always look at anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000 that you're going to have above and beyond your down payment just for closing costs. Now, what I will tell you is that a lot of times I'm able to get, for myself anyway, is get the sellers to pay for closing costs and get the sellers to do that. That's part of negotiations on that piece of it. So having that reserve, having that down payment is something that is good, not required, but definitely is a good idea to have. Number 7 on your list, call me. Let's be real. I'm here to help. I want to make sure that you have an agent that is educating you in the entire process, because here's the thing about it. Having somebody having somebody in your corner that knows what they're doing, that's been in the area, that is ready to help you in every step of the way. I've been here for over 17 years now. I love this town. It's a wonderful place. I will tell you, there are a lot of agents out there, whether it's in Manhattan or whether it's in a different town or whether it is, there are a lot of agents out there that, one, don't know the town, and two, don't necessarily know the entire process of buying a house and selling a house. So having somebody in your corner like myself, being able to educate you on the process, please just reach out. I'm here to help. I want to make sure you're good and taken care of. As always, I appreciate you guys checking out the channel. If you do have any questions or anything like that, go ahead and reach out to me. My number is 785-477-5485. My email is kyle@homeforsalemhk.com. If you have any other videos that you would love to see, go ahead and put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinions and what we can do to get those out there, because I'd love to shoot these videos for you. If you haven't done so and you do like these videos, please go ahead and give us that thumbs up, because it definitely helps out with the videos. go ahead and hit subscribe, go and hit that little bell so you get notified of any future content. And as always, until next time, I appreciate you guys watching.